tighten this because we got some diva going. All right, get back to the spot so I can make my adjustments. I know you'd think I should be able to miraculously control the sun and the light, but I have to actually turn dials and buttons and stuff on here. I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's holding the bike.
Yeah.
It's holding a big bike.
You're gonna hold the bike like that?
I gotta hit the brake. Yeah. That's
I want to make sure you're
my hand on the seat right now.
You better hold it like that when we start.
I'm going to.
Okay, you're gonna go right there and you're gonna hold it just like that.
Okay.
I mean, wow, this is bad. This is a whole new level of diva right here.
You're gonna need the elbow pad.
Wolf Tick Nation, thank you guys for tuning into once again another Wolf Tick Videos episode. You can see here in my hands I have a tube and a frame strap. The reason why is we are fixing to take, this will be the final run before we start the upgrade process on
we're not going to do an upgrade process. On
the all-new Schwinn Axum FS. We're taking it down, everybody's favorite trail. This is Hayes Creek Run, the Black Diamond, 2.3 mile trail here at beautiful Mount Nebo State Park in Dardanelle, Arkansas. We're fixing to see, guys, stock. This thing's tires are very sketch. All right, we're probably gonna get some flats. So I'm gonna pack this. Got some tube repair. Got some CO2.
I'm gonna take a couple of them.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take like 3 of them. Got a CO2 filler upper deal. It's gonna be an intense ride. We're gonna see if this bike holds up. Mainly, main purpose of today's episode. All right.
See if it handles a Black Diamond downhill.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't have any bar spinach. Okay, number one. Hoping that the group set holds up, and I'm also hoping that we don't get a flat. Maybe that rear shock. We just had a lot of chitter chatter in the back. But I was like, you know what? We're at Mount Nebo. Let's get the Axum and let's take it down the Black Diamond. And apparently old Trail G has been doing some work out here. It's supposed to be in really good shape, beginning of the season. So it's going to be the best, what do you call that?
Condition?
Yeah,
best,
it'll be the best conditions. Brand new bike, brand new, good walked over and manicured trail. All right. So please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is the last ride before the upgrade process on the Axum.
Well, it's not going to be a process. We're going to do some stuff like maybe they should have sold it like or something.
Hey, we bought an air shock for this thing.
Yeah, you're jumping the gun. You're jumping the gun.
Let's get after it, Wolf Tick Nation. Get out of these damn woods. All right, guys, here we go. I'm excited as you are. Beautiful bike. Got a lot of, that's a heavy bike. It got a lot of love in the comment section. And people were just loving this bike. I got to get on the mark because Wolfman's giving me a hard time about it. Here's my mark.
Yeah, heaven forbid you got to hit your mark.
Just like this. Yeah, look, brake, everything. I told you to be just like this.
I don't think that's just how it was.
The Schwinn Axum FS, full suspension, man. We've got the Marvo micro shift, I believe. Let me make sure. Oh, no, it's the L2 T7. All right. Got the L2 T7 on this thing. What is it, a 9-speed then? 7-speed. 7-speed. Really, we're not going to be doing a lot of climbing on that.
No, this is where the group set shouldn't be a huge hindrance except for chain slap.
No, the problem is the rest of the bike might be a huge hindrance.
Yeah, that fork.
Guys, I just got done riding with the wheel top, the EDS, the electronic group set, and that bike has got the bomber on it. It's got the, it's an awesome bike, okay? And it was butter. And now I'm fixing to jump on this thing before upgrades. So maybe one of these days we'll have to do a back-to-back, you know? And just kind of talk about the similarities with the two, or just see if we can actually get this, or lack thereof, and just see if we can get this bike to the level of the Ledge. But anyway, our all new full suspension, 29er.
Yeah, it's
a medium.
It's medium-ish.
This is one of the bikes that I really liked out of the box, and just feeling.
Was it 16 and a half?
Yeah, I think it was 16 and a half or 16. You guys should check out the initial impressions episode.
Yeah,
this was a really comfortable bike, and I think they did a great job in the cockpit department, not feeling too big.
You loved that. You loved the cockpit.
So I'm really looking forward to riding this trail. What I'm not looking forward to is just how much the seat post doesn't drop. Remember we talked about that going down Cat's Meow. It doesn't get out of your way, and I'd like to have a little more maneuverability, especially on the Black Diamond. But it's going to be interesting. We'll see if it holds up. Let us know in the comments before you watch the episode what's going to break and what's going to make it, you know?
Yeah, well, hopefully nothing breaks.
I hope the brakes
Especially
hold up.
you.
I hope the brakes hold up.
Yeah,
We
so
got
do
that
I.
big drop down there we're gonna hit.
I
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think the brakes would be fine. I think your hands would be wore out, but the brakes would be fine.
Yeah, my hands are gonna be wore out, but all right, let's stick some cameras on this thing and let's get after it. All right, guys, before we start, let's drop this seat post, standing room only. That's as far down as she goes. And I just want to show you guys this. They really could have done a lot better job. Look at this damn thing. That's crazy, the length of that. We need to cut that sucker like in half. What would we be getting a dropper, I'm sure.
Not in half.
We need to cut it in half. Wolfman's disagreeing, but I mean, that's far down.
Why would you cut it in half? Just cut off the amount you want it to drop.
Sucker's gonna get in my way. All right, we're about to hit Hayes Creek up. Standing room only, Axum FS. Let's do this. We do have the sag indicator, which is very cool on this bike, but let's see if she holds up. Full stock. All right, I'll see you at the bottom. Bottom shock is completely soft as she'll go. We're gonna turn these preload knobs up here on the fork as soft as they will go. Mount Nebo, beautiful park. All right, now we've got movement somewhat in the fork. Oh, this bike feels weird after getting off the ledge. And we've got some movement in the rear, or in the rear shock. All right, we got the famous Polaris kiss your own right here. And we're fixing to hit Hayes Creek, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. You know, I didn't adjust the reach on these levers, and I really should have, because I have a feeling we're gonna be riding them a lot. Oh man, this first hit is always nerve-wracking. And we definitely get the GoPro effect on this trail, but there's some pretty good sized hits on here. Well, let's see if she holds up on the first hit, and she does. And the second hit, and she does. Okay, now these tires, woo, the tires are sketch already. This trail's really nice and packed right now. We did have a really light rain yesterday, so it's great riding conditions. But I have a feeling we're gonna get a flat. I'm gonna probably try to be as gentle as I can be on the landing department for sure, because I have flashbacks of this trail. Actually, I think it was on an Axum where I got a flat and I crashed. I'll show you guys that highlight right now. Oh, unexpected, man. Yeah, that was pretty nasty. I got a flat in the front end, didn't know it. Slid out, hit a rock, landed on a rock, I should say. And yeah, brake lines broke out. It's terrible. Anyway, all right, brakes to the test. Oh, I almost lost it right now in the corner. Almost lost it with those tires. The back is very, very chattery, but what I like is I'm right over this front wheel. It's sticking out in front of me, but I'm pretty much centered on it with that reach, and it feels really comfortable. It doesn't feel like I can't see it. I always like seeing my front tire when it comes to that big old slacked out look and feel. Just a lot more confident in the cockpit. Getting to lean back, really wish that seat was out of my way, because right now with taking that little drop, my butt hit the seat, and I just like to be more in the bike as opposed to just sitting on it. Oh man. Okay. All right, at the moment we are in 6th gear, and I can feel it starting to chatter back there and slap out of that rear cassette. Oh man, chain slap, big rocks. This is a free hub bike, and which is exciting because I believe it does have the spacer in the rear. We're gonna be doing some upgrades soon on this thing. And we'll be able to pull it apart and really show you guys what she's all about, because I have a feeling this will be, just when we get done with it, a nothing but a frame bike. She's chattery, but she's holding up, and she still feels pretty good. Now, I'm saying that right before we get to the Savage Rock Garden. That fork is putting in some work. Oh, my hands are already tired. Wolfman called it. Little tabletop action here. All right, Trail Jesus got rid of my tree. Thank you so much. There was the tree. Woo-hoo-hoo! Big speed all the way throughout. Man, this bike will carry you through the turns and everything else at a high rate of speed, because the 29er just wants to roll, and she's super heavy.
Wow, that's usually my stopping point right there. We'll stop up here and just take a look, make sure everything's still good, and see where that fork's at. That fork isn't really doing anything but locking up in the front, and that's why I'm getting such a lock-up feel on my wrist. Oh, didn't want to hit that too hard. I don't want to get a flat. I can feel my wrist and my shoulder starting to tighten up. My damn hands are tired already. Holy crap. All right, we got the big drop up here. Doesn't look that big on camera, but if you've hit it before, you know. Oh, geez. Ooh. Full squeeze on the brakes. Jeez. Big drop. Very scary to hit on this bike at the moment. Oh man, good thing we stopped. Frame strap is starting to come loose. Didn't really have a place to put it that I felt comfortable. You know, whenever you're doing these shots, you don't want to have the camera obstructed. The cameras, it's kind of important when you're running a YouTube channel. So, very chattery. Okay, we've talked about that. And that's going to be mainly because of this whole portion here. I'm not sure about these, what are they called? The bearings in here. I don't know if they're steel or if they've got plastic spacers or what. I'm sure we'll be looking at that. A little exclusive, we did order a rear air shock and it is in our possession. So we'll probably be doing this change out first. Now when it comes to the fork up here, these are 29mm stanchions, and look at that. Can you guys see that? Please tell me you can see that. Do you see that discoloration? It's already starting to grind through the paint on here. So you can just see, I don't know if it's to do with the slackness of this fork, but it's like right here, it's starting to angle out there, and it's just putting all that friction right here on the stanchion. Again, the paint's gone already. That's crazy, and that's why it's locking up. My freaking forearms are hurting. Seat definitely could be, I let out a little bit more or dropped a little bit more. That seat post is just so long. Tires are not gripping for crap, and these brakes are full sketch. All right, let's keep on having fun. Let's keep rocking and rolling. You know, if it wasn't for the seat being up so high, the seat post being long, this wouldn't be a terrible ride. And again, that's because this bike is a little too big. We'll admit that. The bike is a little too big. I think it's a 16 or 16 and a half, but it is a medium. And what I'm hoping, is that they start to offer, if this bike starts to become popular, that they start to offer it in different sizes. A small would be great. Okay, that rear end, ooh, shoot. What was that? What was that? Golly. Cameras are all still on. Cameras are accounted for. I don't know if that was a rock this thing picked up or what. It'd be nice to get this thing in the small. Jeez. I think that's a massive rock. I know it ain't from a rock that these tires are picking up. That 7-speed right now is picking up every single rock. Or, I mean, that group set right now is all over that rear cassette. Luckily, this isn't a climbing trail because that group set is sketch. And a 7-speed, I really wish they would have given you an 8-speed or a 9-speed, something. Again, I'm going to try to be as smooth as I can with this bike. I do not want to get flat. Yeah, we jumped out of 7th gear. We went to 6th. I just shifted right now, and I could feel that chain moving over. So I don't know what that was. We got a little feature here. The bike, after getting used to it, oh yes, very poppy in the rear end. And I'm really looking forward to changing out a lot of trees that they've taken care of. I'm really looking forward to getting an air shock on this because a lot of that suspension, when hitting jumps, that preload is so geared more towards the rear of this bike. That preload is. And again, it's hard to tell on the fork if she's willing to do anything. Oh, almost hit that rock because the tires. The fork, it's hard to tell if it's really doing anything because it's such a bad fork. Another drop here. Okay. But that rear, the more I put my weight back, the more I could feel it acting, moving like it should. So that's a really good sign. Can't wait for some of these upgrades. I usually tear through this area here, but I can't right now because the tires are just so bad. Ooh. Golly, I can't corner for crap. I cannot corner. Man, the grip strength is gone. these brakes are trash, and I'm just like, I've slid. I hit that, I slid all the way until the inch till I hit that damn tree. Man, this bike is a lot of fun. It is going to be upgraded in a budget way, and it's going to be awesome. I can tell you right now, it's gotta be, because this frame design is sweet. Some chain slap now that she's in the gear that we should be in. The geometry of this bike, the comfortableness, it's so comfortable. It feels just really good in the cockpit. These grips may be too thin with no fork. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, man. This, oh, I can get down in the corners. Luckily, those berms are built up nice and high, and it's allowing me to really get into it. But let me tell you something. This bike is a lot of fun. Again, the geometry is there. Okay, here's my turn they fixed for me. Okay, all right, having to ride the crap out of the brakes. These are 4-finger brakes, by the way. We need some new tires on this thing. We need an air fork, a front fork, because there's no movement in that thing whatsoever. It is brutal. This is a brutal ride, but it's a lot of fun, and the reason why is because the bike is so comfortable. It's maneuverable, I should say. And it'd be a lot more maneuverable. Ooh, something's loose up front. It'd be a lot more maneuverable if that seat post would go down. Oh my gosh. Oh geez. Okay, let's climb up here. There's something loose in the front end I'm worried about. Something does not feel good up there. I don't know if it's that quick release or what. Okay, let's see what it is. Okay, I think we've lost the fork. Yeah, I think the fork is done. It's got a bunch of movement in there. Yeah, we've definitely sanded through some more of the stanchion. I don't know if this side's locking up and this side's moving or what it is, but it's very loose. Making a very weird noise. I think the coil is gone in the fork. Okay, the rear end still looks good. The group set is in okay, I was about to say it's in first gear. Yeah, it's in first gear like it should be. We got some more oil on the chainstay. She's holding up. I'm shocked. We have a lot of speed runs down here, and I'm worried because that was the worst of the trail. And like I keep saying, guys, the GoPro effect, I just dropped down. It's a 2.3 mile trail. I think it's a 600 elevation change. If you guys can see up there, way up there is where I just came down from, and it's a nasty ride all the way down. Like, this takes people out all the time, this portion right by the $1 Million Bridge. It's a nasty trail, and I'm able to handle on this bike. I've ridden this trail probably more than anybody in this state. Luckily, I know it like the back of my hand, but the impressive thing is I'm putting this bike through its paces, and she's holding up. For the most part, it just seems like that something, I don't know, maybe I broke it loose. Do you guys see the movement now? But see, that's me pushing from back here. That's me pushing from back here. There's movement, but when I'm over it is when it starts to lock up. I don't know, maybe we've opened her up some. I'm not sure. Something's loose. We'll see if she holds up the rest of the way. Hit that like button, would you? This is a blast. I just seen this bottom camera here on the shock was set on time lapse. God, I hope that I hit the wrong button in the beginning or in the middle of the portion. That's another thing whenever you're trying to film stuff, is you got all these cameras you have to worry about. Golly, I hope she was on the right setting. Yeah, this is a rough climber. This bike, I think, was, what, 40-something pounds, 40 pounds? And again, the rest of this trail is the Black Diamond. This is a bunch of speed we're fixing to get. I'm worried about the amount of speed I can let myself get because these tires and that front end, the front end's right back to being locked up now. It did seem loose when I'm behind it, but when I'm directly on top of it, she's just not moving. Oh, okay. We're at mile 1.75. Bike's holding up. very windy. If you guys get a lot of that wind, do apologize. I'm using a Media Mod right now on the GoPro. We do have the dead cat on there. You guys can check that out in the affiliate subscription below, what we use out here. Okay, let's get these pumps out of the way. You know. And let's keep on getting it. With these 29s by 2.4. And I wish they would have given us the option to get a fatter tire, because this bike would play really well the 2.6. But I don't think you can go any wider than the 2.4. But they are a fat 2.4. Maybe a 2.5 we can get away with. Oh, little sketch in the tires. That rattle is still up front. It's not the headset. It's not the quick release. Must be that fork. Maybe we've opened her up. Oh gosh. Man, I am so nervous on this trail right now. Oh, the leaves and the speed and the tires and the dirt, the wind. Oh man. Okay, we are towards the end now. Holy crap, what an exciting ride. Oh, tree's down. Hop that tree real quick. Okay. Wow, we didn't get a flat. Let's talk to the wolf man about it. Damn camera popped off right at the last second.
All right, guys.
Take your helmet off.
Sorry, I'm recording.
Yeah, take it off.
Super fun ride going down Hayes Creek. The bike held up, but as you can hear,
A little creaky.
a little creaky. We loosened something in the front end. It wasn't the quick release, thank goodness. It wasn't the brake caliper. It wasn't the rotor. I don't know if it was the fork or what, but I'll tell you what, we definitely taken some paint off of the stanchions for sure. You told me that my hands were going to get tired. My freaking forearms are done from gripping this thing the entire time. No bar spinach, which was good, but that fork does not play well. It does not move whatsoever.
The fork is the worst thing. I think the number one thing that's got to go on that bike.
Yeah, and really getting used to the overall weight of it and kind of the bias weight between the front and the back was really nice, because different portions out there, I could really get that preload going on the rear end and really start popping this thing against some air and knowing how to land and keeping it level throughout. So I can't wait to put an air shock on this thing. Definitely need some tires. That trail right now is in really good shape. The problem is we've lost all the leaves. They've blown right back over it. So it's super, super loose and sketch out there. But some new tires would be very needed on this bike. I'm talking like first upgrade type deal. Pedals, my feet actually stuck to them. The group set, thankfully I didn't have to shift it a whole lot, but even on some of the chattery points, especially the Savage Rock Garden, which is nasty, that chain was kind of popping all over the place.
What gear were you in?
I was in 7th gear, well, you know, but it jumped to 6th out of nowhere, which was strange.
You should have been probably at least in 3rd or so.
Yeah, but overall, it was a very fun ride. Not one flat, but I was being very gentle. I was speeding through some spots, but very gentle, trying to be gentle as I could on takeoffs and landing. Big drop, it handled the big drop. Again, I love the cockpit of this bike. I love the way it feels underneath me, and it's just going to be even better whenever we get some upgrades on this thing. But I'm really looking forward to it. Just that fork is so brutal. I really wish that they would have done some big changes when they went to sell this bike, just to be a little bit more, I don't know, competitive with other bikes out there that are around this price and setup. You know, it does have a tapered head tube, has a free hub. We've talked about the negatives and the positives with this thing, but really for that price, I think they could have given you a couple more things that made me feel better about taking it down to black diamond.
Well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some. I already have it planned. We're gonna do basically what I think they could have sold it at, and what equipment, and maybe a little more realistic to be in a. If they want to do a bike like this, either make it really stripped down or make it really good.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I'm looking forward to the upgrade process with that. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed that episode. Again, we're gonna be doing some upgrades of this thing here pretty soon. It was a lot of fun. She held up going down to black diamond. I can't wait to transform this bike because the frame geometry is so fun, and it's a medium. It's a little bit big for me, but it's comfortable. You know, it's comfortable in the frame department. It's not so much comfortable with the components that it comes with, but we're gonna make it right. And so just make sure you guys stick around, all right? But guys, we will see you on the next episode. Share this episode, check out some of the links in the description below, and thanks for watching.
Yeah.